We are part of the demo and create raid train. Thank you to Faith Filled Treasures who organized it. Here's our raid, and we're going to raid into Broken by Design when we're done. Thanks everyone for being here. Today in my show, we're going to demonstrate how to make the glasses cases that look like this. So here's a completed one, and you can make it without a strap if you just need a regular glasses case. I like these. A lot of seniors love these, and crafters love these because you can, if you trade out crafting glasses with prescription glasses. Um, so it, can go in there. So where is our work husband? He is here.
I'm
Bert.
here.
You better say hi. They're like,
I,
where the heck
I
are you?"
said good afternoon, America.
So he's here. Bert is here. All right. So that's what we're going to demonstrate today. And I'm going to pin in the auction tab the
Howdy.
kit that is in here for these. So let me get that pinned. And you do not have to buy one. I will run kits if you guys want them. But if you just want to screenshot the instructions, the second page and the third page and the fourth page, you can just screenshot the pages and it will give you everything you need. So you don't have to buy a kit. If you buy a kit, I will print these out and send it with your kit. And the kit will just be the printed instructions and the fabric, and then your choice of a cord, which is a yard long of cord. And then you get to provide your own interfacing if you want interfacing on it, because it just depends on the fabrics whether you need it or not. Okay, so
Okay.
that's pinned. If you want to just screenshot the instructions, then because a lot of you already have a lot of these awesome fabrics, and I hate for you to have to buy more just to make a glasses case. So you can just screenshot the instructions. But if you want a kit because you don't have smaller pieces like this, then I will sell the kits at the end. And then my buy it now is loaded. We have taffy back in stock if you want sugar-free taffy or berries and cream taffy. And there's a lot of craft and fabric stuff in the buy it now. So be sure and check that out while we're doing this awesome demo.
Where do you find instructions?
And so the instructions again are, so you tap the picture of the item that I have pinned. The first picture is pictures of the glasses cases, right? Swipe left, and pages 2, 3, and 4. If you tap again when you swipe, it will make it bigger, and you can screenshot those 3 pages, and that's the instructions. Okay. And then I'm multicasting on YouTube. So if you missed part of it or want to rewatch it to get the instructions, you can go to my YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is in the show notes. Subscribe there, and then you can come back and rewatch on YouTube the instruction or how to do it as I do it live. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So glasses cases with a lanyard. And again, you can make these without the lanyard if you just like to make some little glasses cases. These are super easy to make. And what I use are upholstery fabric sample pieces. So, like, here's a set that is a nice blue woven. And then this one is 100% cotton quilted. That would be, I have these as a set that you can buy, and then you would line it with this. Okay. So, the ones that I pre-prepared, and you make your own pattern based on the instructions in there. It's 7.5 by, let's see, 7.5 by 7.25, I think is what it says. Yeah, 7.5 tall and 7.25 wide. You want it just a tiny bit taller because that gives it a little bit of room for the cord, so it's not exactly square. And you can see I just made this out of an old cereal box. And so make your own little pattern, and you're going to mark on there. You can depending on which side you mark, depends on which side when you fold it, which side your strap goes on. So you're just going to make your own little pattern out of cardboard and round the corners evenly. So find like a cup or something that you can put on there so they all get rounded the same exact roundness. That's a word. Okay. All right. So let's get started. I pre-prepared a kit or a set that I'm going to run. Where did it go, Bert? Did you move it?
I moved nothing.
No, you moved to nothing. Okay, he claims moving nothing. Okay, so I found this awesome sample.
Hey, we just
It's
got
like
raided by Quilted Moose.
thank you for the raid quilted moose. Oh, that reminds me. Let's run a giveaway. So let me get in there and run that. And I'm going to give you guys
Quilted Moose from the Outlands of
so everyone get in the
Texas.
giveaway, and I'm gonna send you one of these little sets of 3, or these are actually 4-inch squares. You can pick either blue or yellow, and they're to make the little bookmarks. And I demoed these in a show not too long ago. They're super easy to make. It was that scrap raid train ideas for using scraps of fabric. So, and this one Island Girl Mick made, and I always show it because her sewing is much better than mine. And anyway, so you get a set of these 3 little squares to make a bookmark. So get in that giveaway. All right, I found this awesome sample. It's an upholstery fabric that has kind of a cool snake skin finish on it. And then the back is smooth. And then I'm going to line it with just plain white cotton, which I already fused a piece of interface on. I'm not going to put interface on this piece because it's thick enough that it doesn't really need it. Okay, so those are my pattern pieces already cut out. And I have a 36-inch piece of this cool kind of paracord cord that looks good with the
Yes, when
piece.
you order the kit, the pattern will be in it.
Yes, the kit, if you get one, will have the fabric, the 2 fabrics, the cord, and the instructions. But I'm going to let you get your own interfacing because I just don't feel like cutting interfacing. Sorry. Okay, so fabric and cord and instructions will be in the kit. All right, so let's get started with this. The first thing that you're going to do is first thing you would do is make your pattern and then cut out your pieces. And you cut out 1 each of the lining and the outside, and then decide based on the thickness of your fabric. Usually your lining you are going to want to have interfacing on, and I just fused kind of a medium weight interfacing on there. And then cut your 36-inch cord. And then your next step is, and I already pre-marked the top, so I know where those little X's are. That's where my cord's going to go. And you mark the top on your other piece too, just so that when you put them together, you're putting the right length, because the length is a tiny bit longer.
Are they under the buy it now?
No, I put them in the auction tab because I want you to pick the fabric you want. So we'll run those at the end. Okay, so stick around.
Welcome.
Because if I put it in the buy it now, then you don't get to pick your fabric. Does that make sense? So if you want to be able to pick your fabric, then I put it in the auction tab.
Welcome, Robin.
Okay.
Welcome, Casey's crew.
So let me move. I'm going to move the camera a little bit closer so you can see.
You have more pink.
Do I have more of this one? No, that was a one-off. But I do have some other cute pink fabrics that I'll show in one of the kits. So I do have some other pink. All right, so coming over to the sewing machine. Sorry if that made you dizzy. And I'm going to take my lining piece and see, I marked my 2 little X's where the cord is going to go. And I'm just going to attach it here with a clip. Attach the other side with a clip. And you guys, I am the laziest sewer on the planet. If it doesn't take, less than half an hour, I usually don't sew it. I like fast, easy projects. And I get impatient with sewing. So, and I would recommend using matching thread or a thread that contrasts nicely with it, depending on what you want to do. But I've got one color in my bobbin and the hot pink in my top because I'm going to top stitch it.
Sewing machines give me panic too.
So All right, so I've got hot pink thread as my top thread, and then my bottom thread is some gray because I don't really care
Welcome
except for the
in,
top.
corner, Ms. West,
So
to Prim and Patty.
I probably should put
Disperse.
pink in there now that I think about it,
Welcome in.
but I don't have
Chaos
any
created.
bobbin pre
Chaos
threaded.
created.
Oh, maybe I do. I do. So we're gonna add hot pink
Welcome in.
Red.
Lines.
To the bobbin as well, so that we have nice matching thread. Let's see. All right, some hot pink bobbin thread going in. That way it'll match all the way around. Okay. Let's get that out of the way.
The winner was Xander Clay Treasures.
Awesome. Congrats. You're getting one of those little sets. Do you want to show them that little set of squares?
Let me write down Xander Clay Treasures first.
All right. And pink or no, not blue. Blue or yellow. These square sets were either blue or yellow. So tell us if you want blue or yellow.
Blue or yellow?
All right. So I've got this clipped on, and I'm just gonna sew that cord right in place on top of the X, and I'm facing the cord down towards the fabric. And I'm just gonna kind of put my needle in and go back and forth a couple of times on that so that it gets nice.
Or yellow, Xander Clay.
And place. Nice.
Blue. Okay. All right. That down. And so you can use these, you can save these fabrics for some other project if you want.
Yeah, they're just little squares, 4-inch squares, but they're used. The intent is to make a bookmark. So whatever you want to do. Okay.
Dun 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 dun.
I actually prefer to make these. Will you hand me that glasses case, the blue one that's made?
No.
Please. I actually prefer to use the cotton twill tape on these. I think it's more comfortable. But some people like a cord that matches, and a cord, is a little bit more sturdy, I guess. So either way, it's fine. All right, so here's my cord attached.
Leather.
And then you're going to want to take it and kind of roll it up a little bit so that it will stay out of the way while you're sewing your case. And I usually just use a rubber band.
Welcome in, Vintage Cindy and Pamela K.
Here.
Oh, you can use a fabric gun. You probably could.
I don't have a rubber band handy, so I'm just going to clip it with this big clip.
Welcome, Tandy May.
All right, so do something like that so it kind of stays out of the way while you're sewing the rest of your case. So clip it or rubber band it like that. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take this piece, find where I marked the top is. Here's the top with my little marks. And then I'm going to put these right sides together. Okay. And I can see my little cord tabs sitting out there. So I'm going to clip right between those. And then I'm just going to match this up nice and clip all the way around. Can you guys see good? Can you see me good?
I can see you good.
All right. Well, you're in the room. What about everybody else?
Oh, they can see you. They can see your hands.
Okay.
They can see Barbie on your belly.
On my belly, Barbie.
They can see your shoes. They can see your gray pants.
All right, I'm clipping all the way around except for I'm going to leave a nice hole in the bottom here for us to turn it out. And try and match this up nice.
It's like romper room. And I see Vonnie, and I see Tracy, and I see Trip Mommy, and I see Dana at the sewing machine.
I've got too many things in my.
Oh, now we see your beautiful face.
Can.
Now we don't.
All right. So just clipping all the way around so that's nice and together.
Welcome, Michaela Michelle.
And my thing got
and Dana's
up
magic.
here, pushing that back down in. Okay. And then again, just kind of pay attention to that bundle of your cord that's inside there so you don't accidentally catch it in one of your seams, because then you'll be screaming. So just kind of make sure it stays in the middle. Okay. All right. So I've got it all clipped all the way around, and I'm gonna, normally you would mark your hole. Let me mark it just so that we can be official. And let me find my marking pen here. I usually do about a big 2-3 inch. Let me see what I just marked. That one is about 2 inch opening.
No fear, she's just off camera, folks. She can
Alright.
walk away.
Okay, so I marked
Hazy Ames.
a 2 inch opening. If your fabric's stiffer and thicker, do a little bit more so that it's easy to pull out when you do it. Okay, so now I'm going to start sewing, and I'm going to start sewing right here and then go all the way around and end here and do back stitching here so that we don't pull the seam when we open this out. Okay, so let me get this on here. And then just go, work your way around. I do like about a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch seam so that just so you make sure you catch everything. Again, and I'm going to back stitch to that opening and then start going all the way around.
Welcome in, Daisy, darlings, and Jenny.
Trying to keep the same width of seam. Pay attention to that cord that's bundled in there so you don't accidentally catch it. And then when we get up to the top where those cords are attached, I usually back stitch a couple times there again so that the cord will stay nice in the seam. And make sure you try and round your corners at the same kind of same roundness, if that makes sense. So they are shaped the same when you turn it out. All right, and then I back stitched to the other end of that opening. All right, so this is what it looks like now. Here's the side with the lining and your interfaces there.
Quite,
Here's the other side.
To be honest with you, Xander, we actually bought a lower priced machine because the expensiver. Wow.
So I have a Bernina that I love. It was a basic one that I used for years. And it got to where I sewed so much for a while that it had to be serviced all the time. And it was so expensive to service it that ended up being cheaper for me to just use one of these cheaper brother ones till they wear out and then buy a new one. And it has everything I need on it. I don't do like really difficult stuff. I'm more of a, crafty. Like I said, I like fast projects. And right now I'm not quilting because I just don't have time. So it serves its purpose for me. All right. Now that that's done, I'm actually going to go around with the pinking shears. Are these the right ones? No, those are the scalloped ones. Go around with the pinking shears and just pink the edges, especially the corners, so it will turn out nice. And just kind of go around your edges. You can do a little bit bigger seam if you want to. Because I did the fusible interfacing, and I usually leave those little bumpy ends of the cord if you use a cord, because then it kind of is secure in the seam. It kind of hides it in there. If you need to cut them off, use your other shears, because it's hard with pinking shears to cut those off. All right, here we go. And then don't trim the area where your seam is because you're going to want to have enough fabric to fold in for where you need to sew it. Okay, so I just pinked that all the way around. And I'm going to just use my fingers to go in, and it's nice to be able to just grab that cord bundle because it helps you kind of pull it all through. And so I'm just starting to turn it out and pull it all the way through. And then I use a metal, what is this thing called? A metal chopstick. That's my favorite tool for turning out corners because you have a sharp edge and a blunt edge, and you can usually get everything you need in there. And it's looking like I did not catch a couple of corners here. Where's my opening? Oh no, there's my opening. That's my opening. But it looks like this seam did not catch right there. See that? So I'm going to have to turn it back out and catch that. I should have done probably a little bit thicker seam. I wasn't paying attention to that good. So don't make that mistake. I probably should have done a 1/2 inch seam instead of a 1/4 inch. Because you don't see both sides always, and then if you do that, it screws it up. So tucking this back in, we're going to go back in and catch that seam that I missed. So of course this happens to me while I'm trying to show other people, right? How embarrassing.
Welcome in, Allie.
Okay. So it's just right there where it didn't catch all the way. So I'm just going to go back and sew that. Go. And just line it up with your seam nice so that it looks good if you have to do that, like I did. Okay. And that looks like it all got caught. Okay. Sorry about that little delay there. All right, so back to pulling this back out.
Welcome in, Michaela Michelle, or welcome back, I guess I should say.
And it's not a bad idea if you use a fabric that easily frays. Maybe zigzag stitch it before, around the edges before you use it so that you don't get a lot of fraying issues when you're trying to sew this. Because when you do pull fabric out, sometimes, it starts to fray on your seam. So that's gonna work better. Okay. Yeah, see, I got a couple of threads in here now that I had to redo that. So clip those off. All right, so turning that out. All right, and then here's my opening down here. And like I said, make sure you don't trim that too much because you're going to want to use that extra fabric to do a nice closed seam there. Take it over to your iron probably at this point and use a press cloth depending on your fabric and kind of press that out nice so that it kind of flattens it out. And I'm going to use a press cloth because I have that fusible interface and this kind of fancy fabric that's got a little bit of a poly finish.
See, but I see.
So I'm going to take it over to the iron really quick and use a press cloth and press that out nice.
No.
No.
People do not.
I don't know. They can if they want to.
You do not want to see behind that curtain.
So I'm just going to use a press cloth.
Pay no attention to the wizard behind the curtain.
The wizard behind the curtain is me pressing. I'm just getting my iron heated up because I forgot to plug it in. So here's my press cloth. Okay. And iron is heating up. And that lining piece that I used is 100% cotton. And so, it does get a little bit schminkly, wrinkly
Schminkly.
when you're sewing it and pulling it out. So it's not a bad idea to do that. Kind of press it out nice and flat. Okay, I've got it shaped. I mean, you can turn the camera over here if you want to. If people are like, what is this? No one is on camera.
We'll just sing, talk, and have a
Sing
good
and
time
talk and have a good time.
while you're ironing. Working in a coal mine.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't love how the seams turned out with this fabric, even though the fabric's really cool because of that little snake skinish thing. The seams are kind of wonky. So maybe not the greatest choice. I just thought it was really cool. All right, so here's what we're at, what we're with right now. So then I'm going to sew this shut. So I'm just going to come over here and on the outside, I'm going to sew that seam shut, and I'm going to do it kind of close to the edge. I'm going to top stitch it and sew that shut. And then it's going to be kind of hidden, A, because I used matching thread, and B, because we top stitch around the whole thing anyway, and when we fold it. All right, so that seam is in there. And you guys will all make much nicer looking ones than I can. Probably because. All right, so here's what it's going to look like folded, and here's your cord. And then you just match it up really good and put some clips on there to hold it in place. And you will have the fabric showing because of how you have to stitch this. So if you don't like, make sure you like the lining fabric that's going to show, because it will show a little bit when you sew these. So either pick something that you like the coordinating or look, or that you're okay with the accent color. Okay. And then I'm going to start in the middle right here and then back stitch and then go all the way around. Just pick the side that you're comfortable with. It doesn't matter, obviously, because you're just sewing, top stitching. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go about 1/4 inch in, and again, start in the middle-ish. Put my needle in, go a few stitches, and then I'm going to back stitch all the way to that back edge. And then I'm going to go forward from there, so that secures your corner. And then you're just going to top stitch all the way around. Just going to use your fingers to match it up nice. And go far enough in that it catches all your edges. And then go up as high as you want. I don't usually go all the way to the top because the corner is rounded. So I usually leave about 1 inch from the top. And then I back stitch and go up and down a few times so it gives it a nice closure there. And then I usually embellish with something right there where I end. But not always. It just depends on the look you're going for. Okay, so there is finished glasses case. And then, I'll find something cute to put on there that, blings it up a little bit. And that's what they look like. And then your crafting glasses, your prescription glasses just fit right in there. Super nice. Can you guys see that good? Bert, are you awake? Bert. He's asleep, you guys.
What?
I was just trying to make sure you guys can see the camera.
Yes, we can see.
All right. So that is a finished case. All right. Any questions? And then again, it is pinned. So if you want to just screenshot the instructions, just tap the picture of the item that's pinned and then swipe left, and you can, in the 3 pages, you just tap it again to make it bigger, and you can screenshot all 3 pages of instructions for this if you don't want to buy a kit. And if you want to buy a kit, that's what we're going to do next. Okay, is I'll show you some kits and let you pick your fabric choices. And so that is a finished one. And if someone wants this one,
Wagon.
I'll sell this
Classy.
glasses case if someone wants it. And you can embellish it yourself. And hopefully you think my sewing is okay. All right. All right, there's a couple little threads right here that are bugging me. Clip those off. Okay. So that is the finished case.
Yep.
That's simple, right?
Well,
We're doing good. We're less than half an hour in. We've already made our item. I think that's pretty good, right? That's my kind of time for an item. All right, the sets that I have are the other one that I have that's pink is this fabric. Isn't that cute? And it's kind of reversible.
We can't see the back.
Oh, sorry, reversible. So it's got this maze pattern and it's white and pink and white and pink. This does have a sticker on it. So you will get a little bit of the sticker when you put your pattern on there. Where'd my pattern go? But I would just honestly leave it inside there because it just will add a little bit of thickness. Just leave the sticker there. If you have a sample size piece like this.
You can't see the pattern
So,
on there.
oh, sorry. So yeah, because see that there's a little bit of sticker on the back right there. So I would make that the outs or the inside. Anyway, so I have those 2 pieces of pink, and I would just put up. I have a white cotton square that can go with that if someone wants that set. And you can do the pink cord like I did, or you can do the twill tape. That would look cute with that. So let me run that in case someone wants that set. So it'll be instructions, this piece, the cotton, and a cord. So here we go. Let me do 15 seconds.
Nikki V.
If you want one of these kits, it will come with the cotton fabric, this swatch, 36 inches of the cord, and the instructions printed. So here we go. That's running if someone wants that. And the pink, I'm probably going to send you this one that has the sticker on it more completely, just so that you don't get sticky sticker residue. Ms. Bogey. And this is the one you want, right? The pink. You like that? Just confirm that that's the fabric you want. Okay. And are you good with the white cotton to go in the middle? Okay. And then you'll get 36 inches of this, and then I'll print the 3 pages of instructions for you. Okay.
Okay.
So write her down for this piece. Just put those 2 pieces together, and then let me just cut her a 36-inch piece of cord.
Okay.
Really quick. Do I have scissors over here? No. All right, 36-inch piece of cord coming with your kit. There
we go.
All right, so the other ones I have put together, I thought I'd bring a couple that they're kind of manly. And this one has plenty of room without the sticker. And then I included this 100% cotton quilted fabric. And you don't need interface probably, but you can if you want, if you like it a little bit stiffer.
What
on
time
these
does this
two.
trip go till?
We go until we have an hour, right? Someone confirm that for me. That we rate into at an hour, right? And this one I would put either this cord with it or the twill tape, the cotton twill tape, which is, like this, because it's more comfortable. Okay. So if anyone wants this set, I was thinking it would be a nice grandpa Father's Day gift if they like to do, have reading glasses and then not lose them when they go out doing stuff. So if someone wants this set, let's run that again. Or you can pick another one if you like something else. So here we go. 15 seconds if someone wants this set. And you can choose the cord. And this is just a really neat woven blues, dark blues, beige. That's the back of it. Here's your quilted cotton that goes in the middle. All right, no one on that. And then here's another set. This one would have the sticker, but I like that design. And then there's another quilted piece for your lining. So there's that set. I have this one that's also pink that I like, and it's reversible. That one's cute. And I can do one of those quilted white ones in the middle. And then this is the same fabric, only in black and off-white. So if you want one of those with one of these quilted linings. So run that again. If someone wants that. Well, either of those, the black, the pink.
Walk them in.
And then your
The
cord can be whatever
cylinders.
you choose. Just tell me what kind of cord you want. I've got black, I've got tan, I've got pink, and then I've got the twill tape in either black or off-white.
Moose peg one.
Moose peg. Which do you want, pink or black? And is this lining good? So the black one. And are you good with this lining? All right. And then what kind of cord do you want? Do you want the, I have black twill tape. It's a little bit wider. It looks like this. It's just a cotton twill tape. That looks like that. That would go good with it. Or I also have cord. That's like a synthetic cord. That would be more like that pink one. I can show it to you. The twill tape. Okay, let me just make sure there's a yard. I think there was a yard on each of these little cards already. Or maybe there's 2 yards. I'm just going to send you the little card. It's a little bit more than a yard, but that way it's just right on this little card and coming with you. So you're getting these 2 pieces of fabric, this twill tape, and then you'll get the printed instructions. That is Moose Peg's kit.
Okay.
Okay. And is anyone else wanting a kit? Let me just show you some of the others I have. That one's cool. You get a kind of a chenille, and this is a really pretty soft velour type lining. So that one's pretty. This one, I already have this piece pre-cut. It's a little bit of velour, and then this one's really pretty. Purples and taupes. Kind of a little
big.
That one, this one is just a nice blue woven, medium blue, robin's egg blue, and it has a quilted off-white piece in there. So that one's cute. This one's a beautiful piece of Highland Court staple pack, so you don't get any stickers. And it's just a really neat woven. And then we've got a really pretty light blue velour lining piece. So and that one's got a little bit of sticker residue on it, so I don't know if I like that.
Welcome in, Cat's mom.
I think it's big enough that it's outside of that. All right, this one is really cool. This one's kind of thick. This would be a little bit harder to work with. You definitely wouldn't need interface. And then this pretty piece to line it. kind of a neutral. This one's cool. It's an embroidered swatch, and then there's a pretty green piece to go in the middle. So run that again if anyone wants any of those that I saw or that I just showed. That's running again if someone wants one of those kits of any of the fabric sets that I just showed. Just tell me the color and you can get a kit. Here's another option that's a more neutral. All right, no one else? Let me know if someone else wants a kit but they didn't see anything they liked. So that one's cool. This is like a super soft brushed denim that would go in the middle, and then that can go with that or something else. All right, let's run a giveaway. And then I'm going to flash sale a couple of things out of the Buy It Now. And we're going to run another giveaway to make one of these bookmarks, and I'll show you how they're made really quick. So it's a little corner bookmark that you slide over the edge of your page in your book. And you just take the piece that you want to be the base and have that face up. So let's say I want this to be the base, face up. Then you take the piece that you want to be the little pocket and fold it in half triangle like that. And then you're going to top stitch along the edge of that. And then you're going to put it on the corner like that. Then you're going to take the third piece of fabric and put it right sides together over the top of all of that. Stitch all the way around and leave an opening either here or here so that you can turn it out. And then when you turn it out, you just top stitch all the way around. And you've got one of these cute little bookmarks. And I just use 4-inch squares. So it's a nice way to use up some of your scraps. Little 4-inch squares, or if you have little quilt squares left or something like that. All right, so let me get that giveaway going. Here we go. That's running. So get in and someone will get these cute little 3 set of squares. And I would recommend using a lightweight interfacing on the piece that you use as your backing. So it'll give it a little bit of stiffness, maybe on all 3, but depends on the thickness of your interface. So get in that giveaway and someone will get this little set of squares to make.
Deborah
And does anyone else want a kit? And again, the way I like to do my shows is you don't have to buy anything. If you just want to get the instructions, all you have to do, you interface all 3. Yeah. Just depends on the weight of your interface. And if you use higher quality cotton, it's better. Those are kind of cheapy little squares, so they probably all need interfacing. If you just tap the picture on your screen where it's showing the item that is pinned, which is the glasses case kit. So just tap that picture on your screen and then tap it again, the picture again, it makes it bigger. Then swipe left and you will see the 3 pages of instructions to make these glasses cases. Okay. And then just screenshot it, and then it tells you how to make the pattern and how to make these little glasses cases. Super easy to make. And where's my pre-made one that I had earlier, the blue one? Oh, it's right here. So, again, you can use either cord or twill tape.
Fuzz Mom.
So this one I used the cotton twill tape on.
Miss Boogie says I interface all 3.
Yeah, you can. Just depends on, your fabric. So this is the twill tape one. I kind of like the twill tape.
Here.
I was talking about the bookmarks.
Oh, sorry.
When we were talking about that.
Oh.
So I like the twill tape because it's a little bit more comfortable, but cord is fine too. So it just depends on what you want to use. I try to use whatever I already have. So anyway, does anyone want to buy either of these pre-made cases? I didn't embellish this one. I can find something cute to put on there that matches. If someone wants the pink one, or if someone wants this nice blue one, it's lined with that cotton quilted fabric, the blue one. Okay, so let me just run that by weight. And I usually run these for 12 finished on here. On my other place that I sell on sometimes, not very much anymore, I run them for like 19, but I'm going to do 12. So here we go. $12, and this is for the glasses case finished one. And this one I embellished with that cute button, and it's a nice woven pattern and lined with that quilted cotton, and has a twill tape strap and moose pages taken.
Takes that.
That's coming with your kit. Awesome. And then I do have this one that we made, already made, if someone wants the pink one. And let me just see if I have something really cute in my button box stash that would look good with it. I don't know if I love that. I mean, something like this. I would just find cute button. I have some really cute butterfly buttons that I could, wooden ones that are like painted, that I could put one of those on. Let me see if I can have anything else in here that I like. That one's kind of pretty. How about this one? So this button is a 2-hole button, and it has like a filigree little design on there. And if I just popped that on, what do you think? So if someone wants this one, I'm just going to run again another glasses case for $12. And I will sew this button on it unless you tell me not to. So if someone wants this pink one,
the giveaway is Miss
Spunky. Congrats! You're getting those little squares to make a bookmark. So that's coming with your kit. And then if someone wants this glasses case, it is running. Oh no, right, no takers. Okay. All right, so let me run some, we've got just a few more minutes, so let me run some flash sales on the taffy out of the Buy It Now. If anyone wants to grab some taffy while you're here, we sell the
How you doing?
Taffy Town taffy that is straight from the factory. It got put in here twice.
What did?
The taffy. So let me see which one. This one I'm going to remove. All right, so sugar-free taffy. Let me run that first. I'm scared to do it on here because I don't know if it will let me edit. Let's see. Yeah, % off, 10% off. All right, here we go. So this is for the sugar-free taffy. You get 12 pieces in a little mini bag. It's fresh from the factory here in Utah. Best taffy you've ever tasted. Anyone who's had it yet, raise their hand and tell them how good it is. So that's the sugar-free taffy, little 12-pack mini bag. And oh, that says 20, but it's not 20. It's a 12-pack. So ignore the set where it says 20. You get a 12-pack. So if anyone wants some of that taffy, so good. And then I will also flash sale the berries and cream mix. And the berries and cream, you get 12 pieces, and the flavors are blueberry and cream, strawberry and cream, raspberry and cream, and huckleberry and cream. So super good, summery kind of mix. Let me get that running. Flash sale, 10% off if someone wants some of that. Here we go. That's running. So berries and cream, taffy. Set that over there with the button and I'll sew that on.
Hey, thank you, Miss Bogey.
Thank you for the purchase. And also in the buy it now, I have a really nice option for crafting.
Thank you, everybody.
If you use lots of interfacing, this is not a fusible. It is a sew-in, but it comes pre-cut in these big long strips, and I have either 5-inch wide, which is this is the 5-inch wide, and then I also have 8-inch wide. And you get 2 yards of the 8-inch wide or 3 yards of the 5-inch wide, and it's a medium thickness
Welcome in, West.
interface. So if you make lots of little bags or things that you like to have interface, but it's a pain in the butt to cut out interfacing, these are awesome. And it's a super good deal. Hey, Westwork, how are you? So that's in the buy it now. Let me pin that in case someone wants to buy some of that because it's such a good deal. Here is the 5-inch, and that's this one, and you get 3 yards of it for $3. So if you want that, and then the 8-inch, I'm not seeing in here. Let me see if the 8-inch didn't get brought in.
Welcome in, Crazy Wax Lady, and all the rest. Yes, I believe that your order for the taffy went through.
We could look in sold to make sure. All right, the 8-inch is also in there. So I'll pin that one too. So the 8-inch is now in there. And that one you get 2 yards of the pre-sized 8-inch interfacing. And it's in like medium thickness, really
Yes.
good for making bags and stuff. And then there's some really cute stuff in
Yes, they
there.
went through.
Iron-on transfers are in there. I've got some fabric in there. I've got some bobbins in there. Lots of crafting stuff. Cute little kits. There's stickers. I've got these charm packs that are in there. That one that I just pinned. I have half yards of Malibu Barbie Riley Blake fabric. Let me run those as a flash sale. If anyone wants a half yard of Riley Blake, I'll do a 10% discount and you can get a half yard for $5.40 of the Riley Blake Malibu Barbie. It's a smaller print on blue. Malibu Barbie, super cute. So if anyone wants a half yard of that, it's running. And what else do I have in there? Oh, yeah. So the giveaways that I do don't cost me very much because I do flat things that I can send in envelopes. But yeah, thank you for thinking of that. It is nice when people who win giveaways buy something because then it just goes with their order. But either way, you're good. I also have rotary cutters. Let me pin those. You can look at the picture. They're brand new in the package. We Are Memory Keepers rotary cutters. They take the standard 45 millimeter blades. And let me run one of those in case someone wants one of those. I'll do $1 off. I have them in there for $8. I'm going to run it for $7. Someone wants one of those We Are Memory Keepers rotary cutters, 45 millimeter, takes the standard replacement blades. It has a nice ergonomic handle, has the safety button so you can retract the blade, and they're super nice rotary cutters. So that's running. If someone else wants one, let me know and I'll run it again. It's a good deal for a rotary cutter.
Yep.
And let's see. And thank you for your purchase of the taffy out of the buy it now. And oh, I've got those metallic markers, the rose gold metallic markers. You get 2. And that I can run flash sale on also. Let me see why it doesn't have flash sale set up on there. Flash sale. I usually do those $1 off. So you get 2 for $2. It's a screaming deal. So let me run those if you want some of these metallic rose gold markers. They write on fabric, paper, light or dark. It's a permanent acid free rose gold marker.
Welcome in, Hannah.
It's not letting me run the auction. Oh, I have to unpin it, I think. Huh, that's weird. I'll just run it as, ugh, that's not even the right thing. That's weird. Okay, options. Just when you think you have things figured out, it's not letting me run it.
It's not working, huh?
And the flash cell's not running.
Welcome in, Sanctuary.
I could just go out and come back in and see if it lets me run as auction. Yeah, it's trying to run it for $7. That's so weird. Okay. $2 if someone wants some of these rose gold metallic markers. They're usually 3 for 2. You get 2 for 2. So $1 a piece. If someone wants those, that's running. Yeah, check the buy it now. And then we're gonna raid into Broken by Design. I don't know what she is featuring because she said to be announced, so I'm not sure what she's making. The white markers, they're not vivid white, they're more like chalk markers.
Right.
So they kind of write
Sure.
with kind of a faded chalk look. They're intended to look like chalk. So if you don't like that, then those wouldn't be the
They're
choice.
nice, though.
Yeah, they are nice. They write on those
Like,
chalk stickers, or if you have black paper, it works good on there, but it kind of looks like chalk. Yeah. So those are in there. And let me know if anyone else wants a kit to make the glasses cases. I can run another one and you can pick your fabric.
and
Oh, I have those little sweetheart inkers in there for
Yeah.
distressing edges. Those are nice. I'm just looking through my buy it now to see what all I have in there. So yeah, there's some nice stuff in there. I also can sell samples and paper instructions for the boxy baskets if anyone wants to have some fabric samples to make one of
welcome
those.
in, Fabric King. Welcome in, Vintage Daisy Shop.
I have my samples downstairs, but the boxy baskets are the baskets that you make with the fabric samples. It looks
To
like
the top of the hour.
2 minutes. Okay, so if you look at this listing, the picture, those are the little baskets that I make out of the fabric samples. So you take one of these samples and you just fold it in half, whichever way you want your basket to be. Sew a seam down one side, change your seam to the back like that. And then you box the bottom. So do the boxed bottom. And then when you flip it out, then you invert the rest of the fabric to the inside and you end up with a cute little boxy basket that looks about like that with a boxed bottom. And that's so the thing I have pinned, the instructions are in there and there's a video on my YouTube. And so the second page is the instructions for how to make these. So if you want to make these, just tap the picture with the basket, swipe left, and it gives you the instructions to make these boxy baskets out of upholstery fabric samples. So, and we do the upholstery fabrics on Friday shows, sometimes on Saturday. So if you love to craft with this kind of fabric, then come to that show. And we usually do sell that. We sell them really cheap, and you can craft really amazing stuff with them. So Fabric King, oh, you covered flower pots with them. Yeah, they're perfect. Perfect for that. A lot of people use them as little organizers. All my samples are downstairs right now, but they're really cute. So if you want fabric for that, come to our Friday shows. All right, we're going to get ready to go raid into Broken by Design. Can you tell me if she already went live? And we'll get started on that raid. She's on. Perfect. Here we go. Creating the raid, going over to Broken by Design. Here she is. Thank you everyone for being on our demo and create raid train. And again, you can rewatch this on YouTube. And here we go. Thanks, everyone.
Woohoo! So let's say